Name of presenter, Mrs. S.E. Stander. Program, Office Administration. Subject, Office Data Processing Level 3. Topic to be covered, Topic 8, Introduction to Presentations using Microsoft PowerPoint. Reference material used, textbook, Office Data Processing for MS Office 2010 NQF Level 3, pages 272 to 334. Resources required by a student is the textbook and a computer. Module 16, Understand the purpose and function of presentations. Unit 16.1, What is the purpose of a PowerPoint presentation? PowerPoint presentations. PowerPoint is a Microsoft Office presentation program. You can use presentations to communicate a message or information effectively in visual form. Visual form means you are showing people information on a screen, on a projector, or even on the computer. Sometimes it is better to show visual form than just stand and talk. PowerPoint enables a presenter to make use of text, graphics, and animations to capture the audience's attention. If people can see something, if they can hear something, maybe a little video clip or a voice note on the presentation, it grabs their attention more than where they would just sit and listen. The main purpose of PowerPoint is to enable the user to create dynamic, informative slides. Now, how can I use PowerPoint as a tool in business and in education? PowerPoint is a useful tool for students and business people alike because it allows for graphic presentations of services, products, and ideas, and can also act as a means of reporting. I can present the services that I offer, I can present my products, and I can even give ideas. If I'm in a meeting, I can give my ideas via a PowerPoint presentation, or I can give report back on a project that I've done or something like that using PowerPoint presentations. Unit 16.2, Understand and identify the layout, ribbons, and icons on the PowerPoint screen. If I want to use PowerPoint, I will open my PowerPoint program by double-clicking on it. I will open a blank presentation. Every time you open a blank presentation, this is the slide. There's one slide already there that will appear. This big part here is your slide pane. This, where it says click to add title, you can type in your information. And then this is your notes pane. If you can go back, let's go back to my slideshow. You can see all the slides that I've created will appear here on the left-hand side of my notes pane. Now, how do I save a presentation? Exactly the same as any other document. File, Save As. I go to my documents. I can save it as, give it a name, what the presentation is about, and I will click on Save. When I want to close it, I can click on File, Close, and the presentation will close. If I want to open it up again, I can just go to my documents. There's my presentation that I saved, and I can open it up again. The ribbons on the PowerPoint screen. Now remember, on top here, this is your ribbons. It's got exactly the same or functions as in Word or in Excel. In your home ribbon, if you click on the home ribbon, you will still have bold, underline, italics. You can change your font. You can change the size. You can make it a different color. You can center and whatever. In your insert ribbon is where you can go and insert a picture or a table or a photo or shapes or a chart. In your design ribbon is where you have the design of the presentation. If you go to the themes, you can change the color of the presentation. Let's go to the one that we saved. Let's go to design. I can change the theme. I can choose a nice theme to change the theme of my presentation, and so on. In transitions, I can change the transition of each slide. I can put in animations. I can go to my slideshow and present it. I can go to review. I can check my spelling. Exactly the same as in Word. Remember, spelling errors. Very important that you don't make any spelling errors, especially when you are presenting this to a large audience. And I go to my view ribbon where I can change the view of my slideshow. Unit 16.3, create slides using various slide layouts, insert new slides and select layouts. In the next video, I will focus a bit more on creating your slides and creating your slideshow. Guidelines for developing and formatting a good presentation. People, it's very important to follow or just to remember these guidelines. Slide structure. Your first slide should name and give a short description of your presentation, product or company. Like you've seen in my first slide here, I've said what this slideshow is all about. So your first slide is normally your title slide, is where you say what this presentation is about. Slide formatting. You use a font that's easy to read. People, you cannot have a font that you like or looks nice, or you must remember that you're going to put this on a projector and people must be able to read it even if they're in the back of the room. Use color that contrasts sharply with the background. Like you can see, I've typed in black and it's got a white background. Use a simple, clear background throughout the presentation. Don't make your background too busy. It's going to distract your people who's watching the slideshow or is listening to your presentation from what they have to, because they are going to be distracted by your presentation being too busy and too colorful. Slide type. Use a graph rather than a table to illustrate trends. If you are comparing something or you are showing the trends in your business or your sales, you can insert a graph rather than a table. You can use visual cues such as pictures, smart art graphics. In PowerPoint, you can insert anything that can make your presentation more presentable and more attractive. When you finalize your presentation, please always proofread your presentation to avoid spelling errors. Once again, I'll remind you, under review, there's your spelling. You can check your presentation for spelling errors by using your spelling button there. Make your conclusion striking so that the audience will remember your last words. When you conclude your presentation, make sure that you say something that the audience can remember. Use a concluding slide to summarize your main points briefly. In your last slide, maybe just summarize what your presentation was all about. Unit 16.4. Demonstrate the different methods of viewing the presentation in different modes or views. There are 4 ways of viewing a PowerPoint presentation: normal view, slide sorter view, notes page view, and reading view. Now, if I want to go and change my view, on the top of my toolbar here, my ribbon, view, and there they all are. My normal view is the view that I created my slideshow in. This view we are in at the moment is normal view. If I want to go to slide sorter view, I click on slide sorter, and then it gives me all my different slides that I've created in the order that I've created it. Then I can go to notes page view. Here, if I have added any notes to a slide, it will show here. If I've added notes at the bottom of my slide, for me as a presenter, it will show here. Or I can go to reading view, which will be how you will present your presentation. There's slide 1. If I click on this little arrow that says next, I can go to the next slide. If I've done my presentation, I can go to the next slide and the next slide. So there's your different views: normal, slide sorter, notes page, and reading view. When I'm done, I must always go back to my normal view so that I can change or create my slideshow further. Use the zoom function to magnify a slide, unit 16.5. You may need to enlarge or decrease the size of your slide on the screen while editing. To do this, you can use the zoom tool, once again in the view ribbon, there it is, zoom, or in the bottom right-hand side of the taskbar. Bottom right-hand side at the bottom here, there's your zoom. At the moment it's on 85%. I can either go to zoom there and I can change my percentage, either clicking on the up arrow, or I can make it 100%. If I click on OK, my screen will be bigger. I can make my zoom bigger on this side at the bottom by clicking on the plus arrow or the minus to make my slides bigger or smaller. Like I've explained earlier, in the next video I will show you how to create a presentation, how to insert slides, how to change the layouts of your slide, and so on. Thank you.